Hello everyone, welcome to Study Online. Welcome back to Python Full Stack course. Today happens to be the day 5 as well as the last day of demo class. From next class onward, that is Monday, day 6. You should have done with your admission. Today's date is 16/12/2022. Let me just highlight this one. Yep. I would like to share you the notes. Let me just quickly see whatever I have done in the previous session. Okay, I would like to create a new file that happens to be topics. Okay, great. You people should tell me the answer. I would like to open day 1. When it comes to day 1, what is the topic that I have discussed? Could you people please do respond? I hope I have given the introduction to. I'll just tell day 1. Day 1. I have given the introduction to Python. Introduction to what is the thing that I have done? Let me just check it out. Day 1. Okay. Applications of Python I have done. Yes, what I have done in the diagram number 1, I don't remember. Could you people please do recollect and tell me the answer? What I have done on diagram number 1. I think introduction to Python, right? If I'm not wrong, Python or full stack. I think introduction to Python is what I have done. Next, applications of Python I have done. After that, history of Python I have done. Okay. After history of Python. Okay. Introduction to full stack I have given. Introduction to full stack. Only these many topics is what I have done on day 1, if I'm not wrong. Next, when it comes to day 2, let me just increase the font size. Yep. When it comes to day 2, I would like to open the notes. Yep. Let's see whatever I have done. Introduction to machine learning, data science, and AI is what I have done. Afterwards, features of Python I have done. You people should tell me the answer. Did I explain in detail when it comes to features of Python by giving the notes? I hope no, right? Only some 10 points is what I have written, but I didn't give the proper notes for all those things. Afterwards, I have done printing hello world, printing study online 500 times. Okay. After this, what is the next topic that I have done? I think admission details. Okay, let's not include that. Next, when it comes to day 3, day 4 also will open. Okay, let me see what I have done in day 3. Program to swap 2 numbers is what I have done on day 3. Next, after that, history of languages. Could you people respond in the chat box? Initially, as a developer, in which programming language they used to write the code? As I'm not seeing anything in the chat box. Trust me, I'm not seeing anything in the chat box. Could you people respond? Initially, in 1940s and all, in which language the developers used to write the code? No. Directly C++. Guys, think and answer. Don't commit a mistake. Look at the diagram. If you look at the diagram, easily you can tell the answer. Guys, C programming and all got introduced into the market from 1980s. Don't you think initially they used to write the code in machine level? Later they used to write the code in high level. Later they have decided to write the code in, second one, assembly level. Last one, high level language. When it comes to high level language, C programming language, C++, Java, Python, everything got introduced. And I have discussed regarding what is assembler, what is compiler. After that, conversion of high level language into machine level. How many ways are there when it comes to conversion of high level language into machine level? How many ways are there? Could you people respond in the chat box? 2 ways. Which are those? Using compiler, we can do it, as well as using interpreter, we can do it. And what is compiler? What is interpretation? All those things I have done. What is compilation? I have discussed. After that, what is interpretation? Also, I have discussed. Is there any topic? Yes. Is Python a compiled or interpreted language? Is what I have discussed on that day. Afterwards, that's it. Yeah. Let me just open day 4, whatever I have got. Why Python is relatively slow when compared to C is what I have discussed on yesterday's class. That is on day 4. Afterwards, what is the next topic that I have discussed? Platform dependent and platform independent is what I have discussed, if I'm not wrong. Platform dependent, platform independent. After platform dependent, independent, what is the next topic that I have covered? Let me just check it out. Okay, execution of Python program. How many ways are there when it comes to execution of a Python program? Could you people please do respond in the chat box? Yes, how many ways are there? Very good. Don't you think totally there are three ways? Online editor you have seen. Ideally, I'll show it today. IDE, I teach from the next upcoming classes. Is that clear? Okay, next. Afterwards, what is the topic that I have discussed? Let me just quickly check it out. Installation of Python. Okay, please be very frank with me. Have you installed Python in your laptop? Yes or no in the chat box. If it is not installed, tell me no. It's okay. Don't hide in front of me. That's it. Still, if you haven't installed, 100% you can install. Still, time is there. But don't lie to me. That's what I'm expecting from the students. Okay, next. Flavors of Python. Okay, versions of Python, flavors of Python. After that, what is the next topic? Modes of execution. This is very important. Please tell me how many modes are there when it comes to execution of a Python program? How many modes are there? Very good. Don't you think totally there are two modes? Which are those two modes? Could you please respond in the chat box? Which are those two modes that are available? Very good. Script mode as well as interactive mode. And on Chota assignment I have given. I hope you would have done that. I don't know whether you have done it or not. Now look at the content, whatever I have done from day 1 to day 4. You tell me, are you able to understand every content, whatever I have taught in the class? Yes or no, so that we can proceed with the day 5. Are you people able to understand? Yes. Let me just do one thing. Let me just save this and close this one. I would like to open this. Let me just create a new file that happens to be day 5. Okay. Now, how many features are there in Python? How many features I have explained when it comes to important features of Python? Something like that I would have told, right? How many features are there? Let's respond in the chat box. How many features are there? 10 features. 10 features. Among the 10 features, all the 10 features, I would like to explain in detail. Listen properly. When it comes to the first feature, it is pretty simple. Simple and easy to learn. It's like simple English language when it comes to Python. Very human readable language. Easily you can understand. And readability is increased. It's very proper when it comes to reading the code. It's not so difficult when compared to other programming language. Syntax is very simple and it will reduce the development time. I told you, right? If you would have written 1,000 lines of Java code, that 1,000 lines can be reduced to 100 to 200 lines in Python. And in less cost, we can develop the project. That is what every IT company will be saying. First point is covered. Okay, sir, what about the second point, sir? Could you people check your notes and respond? What will be the second point? What is the second point? Don't you think second point happens to be it is freely downloadable and open source software? Yes or no? Same thing is what I would have given. Freeware and open source software. That is, it is freely downloadable. I just tell Python is freely downloadable. You need not to pay a single rupee for downloading Python. From where you can download Python, if you ask me, www.python.organization, that is org. You can download Python. So what is open source, sir? Maybe if you wish, you want to embed or customize your Python code using Java, you can do that. Jython is there. You can just do that. That's the reason. It's open source. Okay, sir. What about the next point, sir? I hope next point happens to be it's a high-level programming language. In the history of languages, I would have told high-level language is what we are using today. Python is one of the most popular high-level programming language. There is human understandable language. Next, fourth point. Think and answer. Is Python platform dependent or platform independent? You should not commit a mistake. Please, I'm requesting you. You should not commit a mistake. Is Python platform dependent or independent? Very good. Python is platform independent. If we develop the software or application using Python programming language in one operating system, it can be executed in any operating system. That's what the feature of Python. Next, fifth point, is Python compiled or interpreted programming language? What kind of language is Python? Don't you think Python is hybrid programming language? That is what I would have given. Python is both compiled and interpreted. All those things, from the execution point of view, it is interpreted programming language. Okay, sir, what about the next point, sir? Embedded. I told you, right? Python can be used in any other application. You can embed that. And one more very important feature, it is both procedure oriented as well as object oriented. Sir, what is the meaning of procedure oriented? What is the meaning of object oriented, sir? Attend day 7. Fine. In day 7, I'll teach you the basics of object orientation. Then you'll understand why Python is made it as object oriented programming language. All the object oriented programming language like Python, Java, all those things are secured, as well as you can reuse the code. Once you write the code, you can reuse. Based upon the requirement, you can reuse that. That's what the beauty of Python. Next, portability. Sir, what is portable, sir? As you know, what is portable? Yes or no? In case you migrate Python, fine, with any other platform, it might be hardware or software, it is portable. Best example I would have told. Assume that you would have purchased a SIM, fine, you would have purchased a SIM. Let's take my number itself. This is my number. Initially, when I purchased my SIM card, at that point of time, I was having different mobile phone. See here, I was having, I don't know, a mobile phone. Have you heard about a mobile called as N73? Guys, have you heard about a mobile phone called as N73? It was there, Nokia N73. That's the mobile that that I was using initially. Next, which is the mobile that I purchased. I don't remember. I think Zolo. Yeah, Zolo is what the mobile that I have purchased. Have you heard about Zolo? Guys, there was a company called as Zolo at that point of time, but now it is not there. That was the mobile that was used by me. And later, OnePlus 2, OnePlus 2, when they introduced. Afterwards, I started using OnePlus. I think OnePlus 6 or OnePlus 7. Yeah, OnePlus 7. Now, it doesn't require for you people. Maybe I think I don't know I think OnePlus 8 or something like that is what I'm using. You tell me. It might be Nokia, it might be Zolo, it might be OnePlus, it might be iPhone, it might be any mobile, it might be any other network. Don't you think same number, same thing will be applicable for Python? You can change the platform. Still, Python would remain same. That is what Python programs are portable in nature. That is what they would have told. Next point. Extensive built-in libraries. Python is having huge built-in libraries. That's the reason Python is extensively used in the field of AI, ML, as well as data science. Here, Python provides a huge list of built-in libraries. What is libraries? I'll tell you in the upcoming classes. What are library? What are packages? What are modules? What are functions? Everything I'll tell you. But as of now, you please come to a conclusion that a huge amount of built-in libraries are there. Last point is very important. Python is dynamically typed programming language. Because that is what makes Python and Java some small amount of difference when it comes to execution speed. You tell me, guys, when it comes to Java and Python, which one is fast? Think on answer. Which one is fast? Which one is fast? Many of them will think Java, but trust me, Python is fast. Trust me. Sir, why, sir? Why? Because Java is static type or else statically typed programming language. Sir, what is the meaning of that, sir? Just look at the example, whatever I have taken. See here, whenever I want to declare a variable in Java, this is how we have to declare a variable. Variable A, which is holding 10, and you have to tell the type of the variable. Don't you think compilation takes some time? Similarly, 20, and you have to tell the type of that. Similarly, if you want to store Sandesh as a string, for example, I want to store Sandesh within a variable called as name. At that point of time, you have to define the type happens to be string. Then it takes some time. But when it comes to Python, don't you think? Same thing, I'll copy, I'll paste. Is that required to tell the type of the data that is being stored in Python? No, it's not required. And one more thing, semicolon is also not required. This is how Python will work. Here, I'll just tell you when it comes to Python, it's a dynamically typed programming language. That means when it comes to execution point of view, it will be decided what data will be stored within A. Simply the code will be compiled. When it comes to execution, PVM will get to know, okay, variable A, some person is trying to store integer. Variable B, some person is trying to store integer. Variable name will be holding string data. PVM will decide that. That's the reason dynamically typed. This is static. Once you tell integer for A, that's it, done. That is what the beauty of Python. Python is dynamically typed programming language. That means, unlike other programming languages, here, just look at the point, whatever I'll be writing. Unlike other programming languages, we are not supposed to specify the type of the data while declaring a variable. Rather, the type would be decided by Python interpreter, which is nothing but PVM, at the time of execution, or some of them will be calling it as runtime. Hence, Python is called as dynamically typed programming language. Now you tell me, at least, did you get 50% clarity about the 10 points of Python or 10 features of Python? Yes or no in the chat box? Please be very quick. Okay, very good, very good. Now, yes, for example, if you want to learn English, fine. From which standard you people are aware of English? Trust me, from LKG, fine, till second standard, fine. I was a student from my mother tongue, that is Kannada medium, from LKG to second standard. I think in third standard, I would have seen something called as English. From there, I started to learn English. You tell me, from when you started to learn English, I think you people would have learned in your LKG itself, right? I think in your home, they would have taught English itself instead of Kannada or your mother tongue. Okay, okay. That means, sir, why you are asking this question, sir? Yes, you tell me, before you started learning English, assume that you started learning English in your first standard, second standard, third standard, whatever may be the standard, doesn't matter. Directly, your teacher, your English teacher in your school days, do you think directly they would have taught a sentence in English? Do you think directly they would have taught a sentence or directly they would have written a paragraph? You tell me the answer, yes or no? Do you think directly they started teaching you sentence or paragraph? No. 100% they would have told regarding the alphabets that are there in English. Yes or no? Correct, right? A for apple, B for ball, C for cat, D for dog. Like this, they would have taught. That is the reason today also you are having the confidence on English. Correct, right? Yes, will you agree with my point? From scratch, you would have learned English. First standard English is there, second standard, third standard, fourth standard. That's the reason you people are having some confidence. And many of them will hesitate to talk. There's one thing I tell you in the IT industry. Fine. When it comes to IT, many of them are working in IT. Fine. I have seen the people working from Karnataka. I have seen the people working from Hyderabad. I have seen the people working from North India. I have seen people working outside India also. You tell me, do you think in IT industry they will give importance to English or knowledge? Which one they'll give importance? Many of them will think, what's your call? Do you think IT people will give knowledge for English or knowledge? As a fresher, while recruiting, sometimes knowledge will be knowledge importance will be given. I'll agree with that. But somewhat communication will look. But once you have that enough experience, trust me, knowledge matters a lot. Not your English or whatever may be the communication. If you're able to communicate your content that is there in your head for the opposite person with the basic amount of knowledge English that you're having, that is sufficient. But please think about the knowledge. Okay. As you tell me, anybody in the class, I think almost 100 people are attending the class. You tell me, is there anyone's mother tongue is English? Yes or no in the chat box? Is there anyone who is having a, sir, my mother tongue is English, sir? You tell me in the chat box. Is there anyone's mother tongue is English? Yes or no? No, 100% my mother tongue will be different, your mother tongue will be different, but I'm damn sure nobody's mother tongue in India is English. Then why you will give that much of importance for English? English is just a communication language or a business language. That's it. You please learn that. And trust me, even today I'll commit a mistake in English, but never ever I'll commit a mistake in Python. I don't know whether you have observed or not. When it comes to Speaking of English in the class, I might commit a mistake that you have to see my accent as well as you have to see my English if I'm speaking in my company meetings. Fine, 100% my accent, my usage of words will change. And I cannot use that high-fi words in the class. That's the reason I'll be using some moderate amount of English. I might commit a mistake. Trust me, I'm not perfect in English. But have you seen that any given point of time, do you think I'll be committing a mistake on Python? 100% no. That is the reason whenever you want to learn something, learn from scratch. Same when it comes to English, you would have learned A for apple, B for ball, right? Like that, you learn Python from scratch. Then trust me, you will not forget Python for 20 years. Sir, why we have to remember Python for 20 years, sir? Is there anyone in the class who is having this idea? Sir, as a fresher, I'll join the company. After 3 years, I'll take self-retirement. Is there anybody? No, right? 100% as a fresher, you'll join the company and you'll be there in the IT company for minimum 15 to 20 years, almost 1 to 2 decades you'll be there in the industry. That is the reason you should have learned in detail. Same thing is what I'm going to teach. When it comes to English, don't you think there are so many words in English like what, why, when, like there's so many words will be there, right, in English. Same thing in case of Python also. Some of the reserved words are there when it comes to Python. Okay, sir, which are those reserved words that is there in Python, sir? If you ask me, is the background noise is disturbing for you? Is there any background noise that you able to hear? Is that disturbing? Yes or no? There is some background noise that the birds are making. Is that disturbing? Yes or no in the chat box? Let's respond for that. Now you can able to hear that background noise. No, right? Yes means I'll just go and change my place. That's the reason. I hope whenever I'm talking, I hope it's not disturbing for you people. Because in my home, usually I'm a pet lover. That's the reason cat, dog, bird, fish, everything is there. Fine. Recently, I think not recently, yeah. I think 2 years back, I bought some 8 lovebirds. Fine. Right now, so many eggs are there. That's the reason my mom kept that particular complete cage in my room. That's the reason those birds are making some noise. I cannot tell them to keep quiet. Why? Because they're not listening Python. Okay, great. Let me just start with the context. Observe properly. When it comes to Python, we do have reserved keywords. Like how in English we have a reserved keywords, like what, why, how. In Python also we have a reserved words, or some of them might be calling it as keywords. Okay, sir, what are keywords or what are reserved words in Python, sir? If you ask me, in case of Python, some of the words are reserved to perform some operation or task or functionality. Those words are only referred as reserved words or keywords in Python. Now, if you ask me, so totally how many reserved words are there in Python, sir? When it comes to Python, there are totally 33 reserved words in Python. Could you people please go respond in the chat box? How many reserved words are there? As here, in case of Python, some of the words are reserved. They are reserved, not predefined function. No, Prashant, please don't get confused. Predefined function is different. I'll take care about that. Very good. Totally 33 reserved keywords are there. Maybe in the next update, they might include one more reserved keyword and it might become 34, 35, doesn't matter. Sir, how to check the reserved words, sir? I'll tell you how to check the reserved words, everything I'll tell you. Next, sir, which are those reserved words, if you ask me? In a single shot, I'll write. You please tell me whether you people are able to see it or not. I would like to write it. Observe. There are totally 33 reserved words that are available in Python. First reserved word, true, is a reserved keyword in Python, or reserved keyword or keyword in Python. Next, false, none. You have to observe very carefully. Apart from true, false, none, is there any keyword that is starting with uppercase? You please tell me the answer. Guys, Python is case sensitive. Now I'm telling Python is case sensitive. You should be very conscious whenever you're writing uppercase and lowercase. You please tell me, is there any word with starting from uppercase apart from these 3 words? No. Correct, right? True, false, none. Next, we have and, or, not, is, if, elif, else, while, for, break, continue, return, in, yield, try, except, finally, rise, assert, import, from, as, class, def, pass, global, non-local, lambda, del, with. All these 33 reserved words will be used for different operation. Which are those? Going ahead, you'll understand. I cannot show you everything right now itself. Going ahead, you'll understand. Is that clear, guys? Please do respond. Is that clear? Okay. If somebody is asking, write a program to display all the reserved words or keywords in Python. Sir, what we have to do, sir? So something we have written here. All the reserved words or keywords in Python only contain alphabets. None of them are having any integers or numbers. The following three reserved words will start with uppercase. Which are those, if you ask me? True, false, none. If somebody is asking, write a program to display all the reserved words that are there in Python, I'll write the logic. Few people will not be able to understand. Why? Because still I haven't taught a topic called as module. Still, I haven't taught a topic called as module, but I'll write the logic so that you can see how to display that. You tell me, do you know how to open Python in command prompt? Yes or no in the chat box. Do you know how to open Python in command prompt? I think I want to execute Python in the interactive mode. Are you aware of that? Yes or no? Do you know how to open Python in command prompt? That is interactive mode. Yes or no in the chat box? What we should do? Please do respond. What we should do? Very good. We have to open the command prompt. I would like to open the command prompt. That is Windows R. CMD I will take. Yes, I have opened the command prompt. Now what I have to do? You please guide me. I don't know why, because I'm very weak in Python. Could you people please guide me? Very good. Don't you think I have to just tell Python so that PVM will be activated and I can use Python in the interactive mode? Now, something I'll write. I'll just tell import. There is a module called as keyword. There is a module called as keyword. If I tell import keyword, nothing you will be able to see. Why? Because that line got stored for Python. That means some fellow is trying to import a module called as keyword. So what is this keyword? Going ahead, when it comes to the topic called as modules, I'll speak. Import. Sir, what is import, sir? I'll tell you. Don't worry. Next, import keyword. Whenever you want to see all the 33 keywords at that point of time, what you have to do, if you ask me, observe. I'll just tell keyword dot KW list. Are you people able to see the window? Yes or no in the chat box? That's it. If you write this only 2 lines of code and if you hit enter, what is this KW list? I'll tell you. Going ahead, I'll tell you. But as of now, just understand how to fetch the reserved words or keywords. You press enter. You will be able to see all the reserved keywords that are there in Python. Let me just copy that. I would like to come back to the notes. In this notes, I would like to paste it. Later, you just check whether all the reserved keywords are there or not. Is that clear, guys? Shall I proceed further? Yes or no in the chat box? Shall I proceed further? Okay. Now, shall I proceed further? Guys, please do respond. One person is asking, sir, can you explain all the reserved keywords? 100% I'll explain. I'm not saying no. But if I start explaining every reserved keyword by taking the example, right now itself, you'll not understand. Why? Because if I want to explain regarding rise, finally, except, all those things, you should be aware of exception handling. And if I start explaining break, elif, else, if, you should be aware of conditional statements. That's the reason when the time comes, I'll speak about that. Is that clear, guys? As and when the time comes, I'll speak about that. Now, you tell me one more very important question I'll ask you. Same, when it comes to English also, you would have learned what is the meaning of what, why we have to use what, why we have to use how, what is the meaning of that. Everything you have learned. Same thing in case of Python also, you will learn. Next question. Could you people tell me your name in the chat box? Everybody, tell me your name in the chat box. Let's see. Just type your name and send in the chat box. Okay, I can see Sapna, I can see Asfan, I can see Nitya, I can see Anusha, Tejaswini, Venkat, Gagan, Pushpalata. Okay. Is there anybody's name is like this? 67 Tech or Dollar San like this? No, right? 100% no. Whenever you're naming your name, don't you think will follow some rules and regulation, or your parents should have followed some rules and regulation? Yes or no? Correct, right? There is some rules and regulation. Same thing. Whenever it comes to Python also, if you want to name something, there is a rule. Technically for that, we will call it as identifiers in Python. Sir, what is identifiers in Python? Or some of them might be calling it as namespace or naming space. A naming convention in Python is only referred as identifiers in Python. Is that clear? Sir, what is the meaning of identifier? What is the rules? Everything I'll take care. But as of now, what is the meaning of identifier? A naming convention in Python is technically referred as identifiers in Python. That means whenever you want to name a function, what is function, what is module, what is method, what is class, what is variable, etc. All those things I'll take care. But you have to name them whenever you're declaring. You have to name them. See, whenever you want to name a function, you have to give a name. Whenever you want to name a module, you have to give a name. Whenever you want to name a package, you have to give a name. Whenever you want to name a method, you have to give a name. Whenever you have to name a class, variable, etc., you have to give a name. Based upon what you have to name, whatever comes to your mind, you cannot do it. Why? Because error will come. You should be aware of the rules of identifiers. That is what I'm going to teach right now. Okay, sir, what is the rules of identifiers, sir? Totally, there are 5 rules when it comes to identifiers. How many rules are there? Please do respond in the chat box. How many rules are there? Okay, very good, very good. Now observe properly. Please do observe. Let's take the first rule. Let's take the first rule. When it comes to English, whenever you're naming something, maybe we cannot use the digit, right? I hope nobody's name will be having a digit. In case of Python, you can have a digit while naming a function, module, package. It doesn't matter. But you have to start or you have to consider small letter A to Z, capital letter A to Z, and 0 to 9. But second rule also I'll write. Sir, what is second rule, sir? Identifier. That means naming convention should not start with a digit. Although we can use a digit as well as underscore also we can use. See here, small letter A to Z we can use A, B, C, D, E, F, G like that. Small letter, capital letter, 0 to 9 we can use. But it should not start with a digit. Somewhere in the between or at the end you can use a digit. Is that clear? Please do respond. Is that clear? Next, third point, identifiers are case sensitive. See here, identifiers are case sensitive. Next, observe. There is no limit for the length of the identifier. There is no limit. You can just give whatever you want. Guys, don't you think? I'll explain when it comes to this point. I'll explain. But as of now, shall I start with the first one? So what about fifth point, sir? I'll tell you. Don't worry. Shall I start with the first point? Please do respond yes or no in the chat box. Shall I start with the first point? Okay. Only the following characters are allowed in the Python. Now what I'll do? Do you know how to create a file in IDLE? Yes or no in the chat box? Please do respond. Do you know how to create a file in IDLE? So I want a very quick response from your side. No. Okay. I'll teach you. Go to your search bar, type Python. 100% Python will be there. No doubt about that. If you type Python, see here, something is there. Python version. But right now we don't want Python. Rather, we want IDLE. Type IDLE. Many of them will type Python and they'll just check. Sir, IDLE is not coming, sir. Please don't type Python. Type IDLE. Are you able to see IDLE in my laptop? Yes or no in the chat box? Please do respond. Are you able to see it? Okay. Click on that. Click on any of the version. If you want 32, 64, any of that. Anyhow, my laptop is 64-bit. It will support 32-bit as well. Let me just use any of the things. It doesn't matter. By default, IDLE will be opened in the interactive mode. That means if you print something, sir, what will print, sir? I'll print Python full stack batch 2022. If I press enter, I got the output. By default, IDLE will be open in the interactive mode. I hope you know what is the meaning of interactive mode. Sir, I want script mode, sir. Click on file, new file. That's it. Next, you type whatever you want. For example, I type print. Welcome to study online. Welcome to study online. Welcome to study online. I'll save. Sir, where you want to save, sir? Assume that I'll save within desktop. There is a folder called as Python full stack, December 12th batch, programs. I'll just create a folder called as day 5 because in today's class, we'll be discussing the program. When it comes to day 5, I'll just tell example number 1. Example number 1. What is the extension of Python file? Could you people respond in the chat box? What is the extension of a Python file? Very good. .py. See here, example number one .py. Save this, save this. There will be an option called as run. Click on that. There will be an option called as run module. You tell me what is the shortcut to run the module. I hope if you are attending from laptop or mobile, you can zoom and you can see it. What is the shortcut for executing a Python file in ideally via script mode? F5. Click on that. And I think you got the same outputs here. Welcome to study online. You got the same output. Is that clear for everyone? Please do respond. Is that clear? Now, what I do, I would like to teach identifier rule number one. Okay, sir. What is the meaning of rule number one, sir? I'll show it again. Don't worry. For the second example, I'll show it again. Will that be fine? Let's go with the first example. Second example, I'll show it. Is that clear for everyone, guys? Okay, now I'll be taking a variable called SEA. Within variable, only single variable we can take. I'll store 10. Next, I'll take a variable called as two variable AB. I'll store 20. 100% these things are considered. Now, this is valid. This is valid. No doubt about that. 100% this is a valid naming convention. You tell me, is this valid or invalid? We'll see how many of them will answer. Is this valid or invalid? Oh, it's a huge. I hope you'll not be able to see it. File. Where is that? Window. Configure ideally. Instead of 34, I'll just 20. Apply. Okay. I hope now you'll be able to see it, right? Is that valid or invalid? Think and answer. I have used uppercase, I have used lowercase, underscore, uppercase, Python full stack. One I will tell. And I'm just storing Python plus Django plus REST API plus two real-time project, 6 real-time projects. Next, HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, SQL, JavaScript, data structure, DSA, programming, etc. Fine. All those things will be there. Is it a valid variable? I know I'm storing a huge data of a string. Is it a valid variable? 100% is a valid variable. Why? Because I can use a number, I can use underscore, I can use uppercase, lowercase. That is what they would have told, right? That is what they would have told. Next, think and answer. This one, whatever I'm going to write, is it valid or not? What is the course fee for Python full stack? Could you people please do respond? What is the course fee for that? If you want only Python full stack, 10,000. Similarly, if you want Python full stack along with DSA, along with programming, what is the cost fee or course fee? 15,000. Still, so many things are there. I haven't written here. Now, please think about this. Is this a valid naming convention? Yes, 100% yes. 100% it's a valid naming convention. Is that clear? Next. Now let's see how many of them will tell. Many of them will be collecting a fee. Sir, what fee, sir? Many of them, some other institute might be collecting 50,000, 60,000, all those things. You tell me, this is valid or invalid? Naming convention, in fact, is that a valid or invalid? Guys, why I have written 50,000? I think today at 4 o'clock, I got a call from one of the institute. I don't know from where they have taken my number. Fine. They thought that I'm a student. Fine. Student are working. Yeah, they know that I'm a working professional. Maybe somewhere else they would have got my number. One lady called and she told, "Hi Sandesh, are you looking to learn any course?" I told simply yes. I don't know what is the course. She told that I don't know to name the institute. We are starting a new batch on 21st December, Sandesh. It's for Python. Fine, where you'll be learning core Python, advanced Python, 3 real-time projects. Fine. I just asked what's the duration. She told you'll be learning all those things within 1 month. That's what she told. Fine. And I just asked her, is it possible to teach Python in 1 month? She told, yes, yes. Daily we'll be taking 1.5 hours and we'll complete the content. Fine. I thought, okay, fine. And could you please tell me the course fees, what I have asked? She told, Sandesh, it is 60,000. But for December, we are giving an offer. That is the reason you have to pay 50K. That's what she told. I told, fine, madam, fine. I'm not interested. That's what I told. I didn't speak much about those things. because those people will not be having the knowledge, right? Ultimately, they are just a customer care representative. That's it. Guys, when it comes to you people, I don't know whether you have observed or not. All the messages that will be delivered for you, don't you think it will come from my mobile itself? Yes or no? All the messages, whatever that will come, it will come from my mobile. And when it comes to calling also, you'll get a call from me or one of the technical person. Trust me, if somebody would have called you, 100% she or he will be a technical person. Always, in order to contact a student, I'll not prefer a normal sales executive. Why? Because they don't know anything about technical, right? For example, a student will be having a technical doubt. For example, right now I might be having some 10 people to call students, all those things. All 10 people are working in the IT industry or trainers. I made them to call. But because if students are asking any technical related queries, they should be having the knowledge to answer, right? Okay. Let's not go in detail about that. Is it valid or invalid? Please tell me. This one, is it valid or invalid? Invalid. Invalid. Okay, that's the reason. If I save, if I execute, see here, invalid syntax. You got the output as error. I'll comment this line. Sir, how will you comment, sir? Like this, I'll comment. That means invalid. That means you have to understand is invalid. Instead of that, maybe in the bracket I'll write this is invalid. Invalid. Sir, I want to see this as the output, sir. I'll tell you. I'll tell you how we should do that. Observe properly. Now, is this valid or not? Sandesh 6460 equal to uh, Sandesh or just tell my data. Something like this I just told. Is this valid or invalid? 100% valid. 100% valid. Is that fine? I hope everybody understood how to name a variable or a method, whatever maybe naming convention in Python. If you want to see the output, it's pretty simple. See here, sir, I want to see whatever that is there in yes, sir. Print. Use print function. Within print function, you please copy the variable, paste it. Similarly, copy this, paste, 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 paste. You want to see whatever that is there in AB, print that variable. You will be able to see the data. You want to see what is the data that is associated with the variable, print that. You want to see what is the data associated with that, print that. You want to see what is the data associated with this, print that. I'm not printing fee. I'll comment that line. Sir, why, sir? Why you'll comment that, sir? How to comment in Python, if you ask me? How to comment in Python? Do you think we have to use double slash like this, or do you think we have to use this symbol, hash symbol, hash? This one is there in Java. Okay, in Python, this symbol is used for commenting. Commenting means that line will not be executed by Python. If I save, no issues. If I execute, don't you think you got the complete output? Yes or no? I would like to copy the output. Let me just go back to the notes. I'll write it as the output. Okay. This is example number 1.py. Example number 1.py. I would like to copy the complete program. Let me just close this. Copy this. Go back to the notes. Where is the notes? Defy. Yeah, I got it. I would like to paste it here. Everything I have pasted here. Now, second rule I would like to proceed. Second rule. Sir, what is second rule, sir? Identifier should not start with digit. Identifier should not start with the digit. Please try to understand. I'll take example number 2.py. Example number 2.py. Again, I'll explain how to open ideally and how to type something in Python. Listen, those who have not understood how to open ideally, I'll close this ideally. I'll explain. Go to search bar. If Python is installed in your laptop, automatically ideally will be there. You need not to download ideally separately. Type IDLE. Type ideally. Click on any of the version. It might be 64-bit or 34-bit. Click on any of the version. It will open. Click on file. Click on new file. Now a brand new file got created, but you haven't saved. Save this file before you start working. Control S. That means file, save. Control S. Where you want to save, maybe wherever you want. Desktop, Python full stack batch, programs, Defy, example number 2.py. Now is that clear for everyone? Yes or no in the chat box? Is that clear for everyone? I hope now it should be clear. Okay, second rule. Directly I'll write the logic. You just tell me whether it is invalid or valid. I will see how many of them will tell the answer. Okay. Is this valid or invalid? Python underscore 2019 equal to Corona, something like that I have written. Is it valid or invalid? I don't think 100% it's valid. 100% it's valid. Similarly, now you tell me whether it is valid or invalid. 2020 underscore Python. Same data I'm storing. Is it valid or invalid? Very good, very good. Don't you think this is invalid? This is invalid. Why, sir? If you save, if you execute F5, say invalid syntax. Although you can use the digits, no issues, but you should not be using the digit at the starting. That's the reason invalid. Comment that line. Next. I hope all these things you'll be able to understand. Yes or no, you please tell me the answer. Are you able to understand? This is invalid. I'll copy this. I'll paste it here. And this is valid. This is valid. Sir, why this is invalid, sir? Why? Because it is starting with 5. Sir, why this is valid, sir? It is starting with P. In between, you can use the number, no issues. This is also valid. Python underscore Sandesh equals to study on that. This is valid. If you want, you can just print it out by printing the variable name, but I'm least bothered about printing the data. You have to understand whether it is valid or invalid. I would like to copy this, go back to the notes. I would like to paste it here. No output. Maybe if you want to see the output, use print function. Within print function, you please give the variable name, all this variable name, like how I did here, and you'll be able to see the output. Okay. Now, third rule, identifiers are case sensitive. Identifiers are case sensitive. I'll just do one thing. I'll just take example number 3.py. When it comes to example number 3, let me just go back to the ideally. Where is that? Yes. Where is that? Ideally, yes. Now, if you want to create a new file, please press Control N shortcut. If you want to create a new file, Control N. New file, Control N. Click on that. Save this file, example number 3.py. Now I would like to write few things. Just tell me whether people are able to understand or not. Directly write the logic. It's pretty simple. That's the reason. We'll see how many of them will tell the answer. Do you think these two are valid or invalid? Yes or no in the chat box. These two are valid or invalid. Whatever I have written. Python full stack. Let's take 15,000 or 10,000, whatever it may be. Is this valid or invalid? Valid. 100% both the things are valid. Now think and answer. Don't you think same characters is what I have taken? I haven't changed the character. Same character is what I have taken. And here, if you observe, same characters, no change in the characters at all. Guys, is there any change in the character that I have taken? Please tell me, is there any change in the character? Same character. See here, PFS, 10,000 Sandesh. Python full stack, 10,000, 10,000. Or else I'll just do 15,000, 15,000. Python full stack underscore DSA. Here underscore DSA written. Both the things are valid. Here, let me not, here I'll just tell, maybe let's say 20,000, but you will not pay 20,000. Simply I'm just saying 20,000, 15,000. Now, if I start printing the data, for example, if I print PFS, that is there in the uppercase. Similarly, if I print PFS, which is there in a small letter, do you think I'll be getting the output same as 10,000 Sandesh? Yes or no? 100% also, because this is different, this is different. As why to go to that level, why to go to that level? Let me just copy that. I would like to paste it here. And let me not go in detail about that. Let me just have a simple example. I'll take a variable called as A. Within that, I'll store 10. I'll take a capital variable called as A. That is capital letter A. I'll store 15. Now, if I print A, this output is different. If I print capital letter A, this output is different. Will you agree with my point? Why? Because Python is case sensitive. Python is case sensitive. Is that clear for everyone? Please do respond in the chat box. Is that clear? Now, for everything, I'll be getting the output. You only observe. If I save, if I execute, I got the output. Is that clear for everyone? I hope you're able to observe the output. Same output, whatever I have printed, same thing is what I got. Now let me just write it as the output. Okay, as well as I would like to write the program. Where is the program? Example number 3. Copy this, come back. Paste it. Now you got to know that identifiers are case sensitive. That is lowercase, uppercase is different in Python. That's what you have to understand. Fourth point. There is no limit for the length of the character. There is no limit for the length of the identifier. Sir, what does that mean, sir? If you ask me, there is no limit. There is no limit. However you want, you can just show it. Okay. Sir, how, sir, show when it is invalid through case sensitive? No. How can I show that example? As fun. Okay, let's see. I'll just show it to you. Just a minute. Mm, you please tell me the answer for this. If I, okay, let me just comment all this. Let me just comment all these things. All right, let me just remove that. I'll take a variable called as a. Within that, I'll store 10. Again, I take a variable called as a. Within that, I'll store 15. If I print a, what is the output? What is the output? Do you think 10 will be there or 15 will be there? 100% 15. The updated data will be there. Is that fine? Okay, cool. Let's take the data like this. I think he's asking for one more example. I'll take it, no issues. Let's take asfun. Okay, I'll store Python within asfun. I'll store Python. Next, I'll store Java. You tell me if I print asfun, what is the output? Let's see how many of them are very concentrative in the class. Very concentrative. If I print asfun, what is the output? I think not even a single person is telling the answer. Not even a single person. Not even a single person. Not even a single person. Again, I'll tell you. I'll give you the hint. Observe the highlighted portion. Very good, Swati M. Patel. Very good. Appreciate. Guys, let me tell you, when it comes to asfun, ASFAN, don't you think here the character is being changed? Here the character is being changed. This variable is different. This variable is different. If I print this, 100% the output is Python. If I print this, the output is Java. No doubt about that. But you tell me, last examples and all, let me just show it to you. Last examples and all, when it comes to print function, did I use small p or capital P? Just now I told Python or Python identifiers are case sensitive. Now tell me, what will be the output? Don't you think if I save, if I execute, print is not defined? Yes or no? It is telling boss, I don't know print. That's what it is telling. Sir, we're not able to see, sir. Wait. I'll save, I'll execute. Don't you think it is telling error? Name error. Print is not defined. That is, it is telling boss, I don't know what is print. That's the reason I'll just tell this is what the error that we got. It is not giving the error for asfun. This print function is not valid, right? Capital P. Now what I'll do, I'll just tell print. Now I'll tell asfun. Small f. I'll get Python as the output. That's the reason I told you should be very attentive in the class. Let me copy this one. I would like to paste it here. Now I'll get the output as Java, Python Java. See here, I got the output as Python Java. Is that clear for everyone? Yes, please do respond. Is that clear for everyone? Yes or no in the chat box. Thank you so much, Asman. So that because of you, few people learned some topic. I'll just tell another example number 3.py. I'll just tell output. Okay, let me just go with the ideally. Where is that example 3? Yeah, copy this, come back here, paste it. I hope now you understood the case sensitiveness of Python. There is no limit for length of the character. Let me just do one thing. Let me just create a new file, example number 4.py. Now let me just remove all those previous Python file. That is example number 2. Yes. Next. I don't want this. Yeah, example number 4. I hope you people are able to observe example number 4. Observe properly. Please observe properly. Just tell me whether it is valid or not. That's it. Direct one example I'll be taking. Is that valid or not? Yes or no in the chat box. If I print all this, yes, I don't know how many S is there. If I print, do you think I'll be getting the output? 100% I'll get the output. Why? Because there is no length. There is no limit for length here. I got the output as 10. I got the output as 10. Similarly, I'll tell like this. Do you think I'll get the output as 20? Yes or no in the chat box. Do you think I'll get the output as 20? Yes or no? 100% yes. Why, sir? Why? Because don't you think underscore is allowed in Java? Underscore is allowed in Java. Sorry, Python. I'm really sorry. Underscore is allowed in Python. I'll just tell output 1020 and let me just copy that code, copy that, come back, paste it. Is that clear for everyone? Yes or no in the chat box? I want you to respond. Is that clear? Okay, now you people should tell the answer. We'll see how many of them will tell. Next rule. It's not a rule. You should be aware of some special features of Python, or I can tell access modifiers in Python. That is, as a developer, you should be aware of access modifier. That's what the next rule. That's the reason I haven't written the fifth rule. Let's take only 4 rules are there. Fifth one will be you should be aware of access modifier. What is access modifier? A brand new topic I'll take in day 28 of Python. Then I'll explain. But as of now, you tell me whether it is valid or invalid. Is this valid or invalid? Let's take example number 5 dot Python py. Is this valid or invalid? Think and answer. I want everyone to respond. Is this valid or invalid? Let me just copy this. I would like to go back to the ideally. Let me just save this example number 5.py. I would like to paste it. How to get to know that whether it is valid or invalid? You please print that variable and see whether you will get the output or not. Guys, some of them are telling invalid. Did I tell you that identifier should not start with underscore? Did I tell you that point? Did I tell you that point? No, 100% no, right? I didn't tell you that point. Correct, right? I didn't tell you that. 100% identifiers can start with underscore, no doubt about that. But if an identifier is starting with underscore, such identifiers are only technically called as protected identifier. What kind of identifier? Protected identifier. Is that clear, guys? Please do respond. It's valid. It's valid. Trust me, it's valid. Similarly, you tell me, is this valid or not? Is this valid or not? Assume that in order to complete Python full stack, I'll be taking around some 4 months of duration or 5 months. Let's say 5 months itself, including DSC, all those things. You tell me, is this valid or invalid? Sir, what sir you have used double underscore, sir? Yes, that is also valid in Python. But the double underscore, if you name any identifier as double underscore, then it is called as private identifier. Is that fine? Private identifier. For example, simply if you write like this, without any underscore and all, if you write like this, let's take, you have written December batch. Fine. I'm showing a December batch. If you print a variable called as Python, it's just a variable. See, if you print a variable called as Python, then it is just a normal variable, a public variable. Guys, don't worry much about what is public, protected, private, all those things. I'll speak in detail about that. Now, you tell me, is this valid or not? We'll see how many of them will understand. Is this valid? Let's take 6:30 p.m. 6:30 p.m. is what I'll be starting the batch, right? Yeah. Is this valid? %, yes, it's valid. What type of variable is this, guys? Please tell me what type of variable is this? If the variable is starting with only underscore, what type of variable? It's a valid and it is called as protected variable. I would like to comment this line. I would like to comment this protected variable. If a variable is starting with double underscore, what kind of variable it is? You just remember, I'll speak in detail about when to go for protected, when to go for private. Everything I'll speak when the time comes. But as of now, if it is starting with single underscore protected, double underscore private, without anything, default variable. See here, if it is not having any underscore, then it is called as default variable. Just a default variable. Next, if it is starting with double underscore, ending with double underscore, technically in Python, we will call it as special variable or magic variable. Special variable or magic variable. Sir, I'm not able to understand this public, private, protected, sir. I'll speak. I told you, right? In day 28 of Python, in detail, I'll speak about that. But as of now, I'm speaking only about whether the naming convention is proper or not, correct or not. 100% all those things are valid. If I save, no issues. If I execute, see here, you'll get the output. If I save, if I execute, are you able to see the output? Sandesh 5 months, December back, 6:30 p.m. Yes. Now let me just come back to the notes. I would like to write the output. And let me just write the program as well. Where is the program example number 5? Copy this, come back, paste it here. Okay, I hope everybody are able to understand properly. Next, let me just come back to the notes. Yes. Okay. You tell me, is this valid or invalid? Last one, or let me just take the fifth rule. Let me just take the fifth rule. Identifiers should not have, or should not, identifiers should not define. We should not define identifier. We should not define identifiers with reserved words. Reserved words. This will not show any. We should not define identifier with reserved words. You tell me example number 6.py whether it is correct or not. Fifth rule, guys. Let me include this as a fifth rule. Let me just copy this. Go up. I would like to paste it. Fifth rule. Let me just come down here. I'll not speak much about the note point, whatever I have written, because the time comes 100% in that particular duration. I speak about all this protected, private, public, and all. Now you tell me, just look at this one and tell me the answer, whether this is valid or invalid. Okay, is this valid or invalid? Look at the sentence and tell me the answer. Look at the sentence and tell me the answer. Very good. Guys, if I copy this, if I go back here, for example, I'll just open this. I'll just save example number 6.py. If I enter, if I save, if I execute, I got the output as invalid syntax. Sir, why, sir? Why invalid syntax, sir? Why? You should tell me the answer. Why I should tell the answer? You will tell the answer. Wait. I'll just show the notes and you will tell the answer. I'll just go up. Just look at the data, whatever I have taken. If equal to Sandesh. Sir, IF, sir. Let me just go up. Okay. Don't you think if is a reserved keyword in Python or keyword in Python? Keywords are not allowed while naming the identifier. And that's the reason I'll just tell this is invalid. Is that clear for everyone? This is invalid, guys. I'll just tell this is invalid. Now tell me, is this valid or not? Is this valid? Let's see how many of them are very attentive in the class. Is this valid? Think for a while, you'll get the answer. %, it is valid. Sir, why, sir? If is there, sir? If is there, in between the character, it is there. Alone, you are not taking if. If I save, if I compile here, I got the output of Sandesh. That means it is valid. Is that clear, guys? I hope everybody are able to understand. This is valid. I'll not print the output on the console. but I hope you got the knowledge whether it is valid or invalid. Next, like this, in a single shot, I'll be writing every other valid invalid scenario. Please tell me whether it is correct or not. Is this valid? If equal to Sandesh. Is this valid? Is it valid or invalid? Valid. Sir, why, sir? Why it is valid, sir? Why? Because it is starting with capital I. Many of them will tell it is invalid. Yes, no, no, no. This is valid. Why? Because don't you think reserved keyword if is having only lowercase? Python is case sensitive, right? That's the reason if you consider capital I and F, if that is valid, that is valid. If you want, you just check it out. That's a small assignment that I'll be giving. Trust me, it's valid. If you have doubt on my Python knowledge, you can just check it out. It is a valid. What about true? This is invalid. Why? Because capital T. Sir, what about small t, sir? Is there any keyword called as true starting with small t? Is there any keyword called as true starting with small t? No. That means we can consider while naming the identifier. That's the reason it is valid. This is invalid, this is valid. I hope everybody are able to understand all the 5 rules of identifiers. Yes or no in the chat box. Yes or no in the chat box. Now let me just scroll up, scroll up. Please read what is identifier. Yes, this is very important topic. Now only I'm telling. Read all the 5 rules that I have given. Meanwhile, I'll just send you the attendance link so that I want everyone to provide your attendance so that I can just issue the participation certificate. Wait a minute. Where is that attendance link? Where it went? Just go through that. That is, read it. Whenever you're reading, you should be very loud. I know you might feel very bad. What my parents will think, what my relatives will think. If you're staying in your relative's house, nothing gonna happen. Just read it loudly so that all those 5 points will go to your head. Okay, let me just give you the attendance link. Okay, from past couple of days, I'm not getting any queries. Good that the people are not having any queries related to technical stuff. Maybe if you have any other queries, please do ask. Don't need to hesitate. Okay, day 5 attendance link, email, name, phone number. Okay, you tell me what should be the attendance code of today's class. I'll just tell how many rules in Python identifiers. What should be the answer? How many rules in Python identifiers? What should be the answer? 6, 7, 5. You tell me the answer. At least respond in the chat box. 5, 5, 5, 5. Very good. Okay, I'll just send you the attendance. Wait a minute. Okay, observe in the chat box. Just look at the chat box. I have sent the attendance link. Please do provide. I want everyone to provide the attendance link without miss. Okay, if you're done with the assignment, please don't get exited from the session. I have few things to talk. Okay, are you done with your assignment? Yes or no in the chat box? Are you done with your assignment? Sorry, not assignment, sorry. Attendance. Let's see how many of them filled the attendance link. Still, I can see many of them would have not filled. Please be very quick. If you have any queries, take some time and fill, no issues. I don't know, one person told 7 rules are there in Identifier. Take your time, guys. I'll give you 1 minute of time. Take your time. Fill the attendance properly. I want everyone to fill the attendance without miss. I want everyone. Okay. I hope everybody would have filled the attendance link. Again, let me just check. Still, some 20 people are missing. I don't know why. What's the very difficult task in entering your name, your mail, and phone number? Again, I'll send the attendance link. I don't know why you people are not filling the attendance link. Please do fill that. Okay, now I got almost everyone. I think still 5 people are missing with attendance. Okay, they might be having some network issue. Now, are you able to observe the notes? From this Monday, guys, I told you the admission details. I hope everybody are aware of the admission details. Are you aware of the admission details? Yes or no? Do respond in the chat box. Okay, let me just show it to you. If you want to join only Python full stack, first of all, I should show you the brochure, right? Guys, have you gone through the brochure? Did I send you the brochure for everyone? Did I send you that? Okay, if not, I'll just show it to you just a minute so that I can just quickly glance whatever that I'll be teaching in the Python full stack course so that you will be getting some clarity. Observe properly, guys. Observe. Initially, regarding study online, if you want to read, you can just read it. All those things. When it comes to core Python here, all those things, whatever I have taught. I think till here I have taught all the topics. Yes or no? Till here I have taught from past 5 days. You tell me yes or no. Have you learned all the topic, whatever that has been highlighted? Have you learned all the topic, whatever that has been highlighted? Yes. Next, introduction to object orientation, data types, in detail about the data types, and introduction to data types. This one I'll take minimum, trust me, around some 25 hours, more than 25 to 30 hours. I have to discuss about only about advanced data that are there in Python. Internal implementation, what kind of data structure that will be used, and input operation in Python, output operations in Python, what are operators, flow control in Python from scratch, functions in Python, what are arguments, how many ways are there, what are modules in Python, what are the topics that will come under that, what are packages, everything I'll teach. Next, advanced data in detail, I'll go with that. Collection module, object orientation. If there is any person who has taught object orientation like me, whatever the topic that I have included, you bring it to my notice. I'll do whatever you will tell. You just look at the content of object orientation. Again, I'll be teaching you the special properties of Python: closure, decorator, iterator, generator, regular expression in detail. I'll teach file handling, exception handling, loggers, assertion, multi-threading, networking, Python to database connectivity, PDBC, 6 real-time project using Python. After that, you will be learning Django. If I tell you the content of Django also, you'll not be able to understand. You please go through it. Fine. MVT architecture and advanced template session management, CRUD operation, Django ORM, and how to deploy. And one more Chota project like mail sending project using Django. And here I have written 4, but I'll be doing 6 real-time projects using Django. And how automatically the mail will be sent using Django framework. and GitHub, all those things I'll explain, and how to deploy the application to the deployment server also I will tell. REST API, all these things I'll be explaining. Is that fine? DSA for 50 hours, programming for more than 30 hours. All those things will be included in this course. Now let me just come back to the notes. Where is that? Yep. I hope you know the admission details. If you want to join for only Python full stack, you know what are things that will come. If you don't know, you just give me a call. I'll just explain. And when it comes to Python full stack plus DSA plus programming aptitude placement preparation, it will be 15K. That's up to you. Which one you want, you can just choose that. Whenever you're paying through account, pay 100 rupees. Give me a call or ping me in WhatsApp. If I give you the confirmation, then you can pay via account number. If it is Phone Pay or Google Pay, directly, if you enter my number, my photo will come, Sandesh H S, then you can just pay it. Once you're done with the payment, please send me the screenshot to my WhatsApp number as well as to my mail ID. Now, once you're done with the admission, what things I'll do, if you ask me, you will be added for a Slack group. You will be added for a Slack group. You have to download an application called as Slack. I'll tell you how to, our team will make sure that you'll be joining for the Slack group. That's the first point. Second point, those who have done the admission will get the access for our website and mobile application videos. That is the complete videos and notes. You'll get the access for website and mobile application videos. Sir, which website, sir? What is the website of Study Online, sir? What is the mobile application that we have to download, sir? And when it comes to website, our website name happens to be www.studyonlinetech.com. Studyonlinetech.com. When it comes to mobile application, right now we don't have the mobile application for iOS. We have a mobile application for Android. The application name happens to be Study Online. I hope yes capital, space O capital. Everyone just go to Google Play Store. If you want, I can just show it to you. Observe properly. I'll go to Google Play Store. Here, you just type Google Play Store. Google Play Store in your mobile, or you can download in your laptop also. Click on Google Play Store. In Google Play Store, please search an application called as Study Online. Yes, capital, O capital, Study Online. Are you able to see application called as Study Online? Yes, capital, Study Online, Knowledge is Power, 4.7 rating. Click on that. Click on that. Download the application. Install. Hardly, it will be around some 20 MB file. That's it. You will be able to see the videos from your mobile phone. Sir, how, sir? How you will be able to see it, sir? As if you want to go through the reviews, you can just go through it. So you'll get some clarity regarding my teaching as well as how the content will be delivered. Okay. Next, let me just show the website, studyonlinetech.com. Today itself, I want everyone to create the account either in application or website. Both of them will be interlinked. What you should do, if you ask me, you have to create the account. Okay, sir, how to create the account, sir? Click on sign up. Click on sign up. It will be asking your full name. Enter your name, enter the email, enter the phone number, enter the password. Today, I'll just show it for one person how to create the account. You just give your name, email. Once you're done with the account, fine, you'll be logged in. Then, like this, see here, when it comes to courses, let's take a Python full stack. See here, Python full stack, new batch, something like this. One more course I'll create. If you would have done with your payment, then you'll be getting, see here, like this, like software testing. You'll be having Python full stack. You'll be having Python full stack. There is December batch. You'll be having a complete access to the video. See here, if you click on that, let's say, let me just click on software testing itself. Simply, I'm just showing for your reference. See here, day 1 notes, day 2 notes. Going ahead from day 6, you'll not be able to download the video. You'll not be able to take the screenshot in the video. You have to take the picture from your mobile phone while watching in the laptop. Why? Because whatever the algorithm Amazon Prime, Netflix is using, same algorithm is what I have used. Nobody can download my videos. You have to access via website itself. Is that clear, guys? Is that clear for everyone? Yes or no in the chat box? If you're getting any confusion regarding how to access the content going ahead, I'll show it to you. I'm yet to create the course for Python full stack December batch. I'll do it in Saturday or Sunday. Is that fine? Okay, this is the only thing that is pending from my side. Those who have done the admission, I have to collect your mail ID and I have to create a Slack group. Can I expect everyone's admission to be done within today or tomorrow? Don't have a pending till Sunday. You please have a interaction with your family members And if you want me to have an interaction with them, with your parents, 100% I can do that in your native language, so that many of them will commit this mistake. Yes or no? Whenever you're joining something, you'll not inform your parents what exactly you're going to do. Simply, if you ask your parents, give me 10,000, I want to do this, they'll not agree for that. Tell them, or that means give me a call. I'll talk with your parents. I'll explain what you will be learning. That's why, because lakhs together you have paid for your college. You tell me for 1 year in your college, what is the amount that you're gonna pay minimum? What is the amount that you'll be paying for your college? Yes, please do respond. What is the amount that you'll be paying for your college? Minimum 1 lakh in today's generation. Minimum 1 lakh. Either you might be from government seat or blah blah seat, doesn't matter. Minimum 1 lakh, and that too they'll be giving 2 months of holiday in between, 2 months of semester holidays. For 10 months, you'll be paying 1 lakh. Clear? For 10 months, you'll be paying 1 lakh. That means 10,000 per month. I'm asking 10,000 for 5 months or 4 months. Let's take 4 to 5 months. You have to take a call, and you cannot tell like, sir, this fees is very huge, sir. If you want to pay in EMI, please give me a call. I'll tell you what you have to do, but I'll not give 3, 4 installment and all. Just give me a call before doing your admission. Thank you so much. Do you have any queries so that I can just stop sharing the screen? Sorry, I'll just stop recording. I'll tell you everything. I'll tell you. Yes, is there any doubt for anyone? Yes or no in the chat box. Okay, always I'll show one video before I concluding the batch. Fine. Same thing is what I'll do for this batch also. Fine. Just look at that video, and some of them will think, sir, 4 months of time will take, sir, to deliver. Yes, great things takes time. I cannot teach within one week or 1 month. Fine. Why? Because the content is like that. I'll show one video. After that, I'll conclude the session. Just observe the video. Only 2 minutes of video, not more than 2 minutes. Without audio. Observe. Are you able to see the window? Yes or no in the chat box? Okay, now. Okay, I'll be on mute. Observe the video. As I hope you understood the meaning of the video. I need not to explain. I hope everybody are having common sense. That's what, guys. If you look at the bamboo tree, initial couple of months, you'll not be able to see any growth. It doesn't mean that it's not growing. Don't you think it is leaving the root? It is taking enough time to grow suddenly. If you feel after 4 months or 3 months, if you're getting a job, it's not because of that day. It's because of some 3, 4, 5 months of effort, what you did right now on a daily basis. That should happen. I'm not asking you to give your 4 hours, 5 hours a day. I'm just asking you to give your 1 to 1.5 hour a day. That's it. Is that fine? Thank you so much. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. We'll meet on Monday. Okay. Bye bye.